Hello and welcome back to the Northern Builder. Hope you're all having an absolutely incredible day. I am at my sister's home, so it's really nice. I've been spending a bit of time with them. But we have got a bit of free time now, and what I want to do is I want to work on the park in the Lego City, because I can't lie, I've neglected it. Part of the park looks like this, the rest of it is just, well, I'll show you. The rest of the park is these here. And it's, well, it doesn't look the best, really. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to build a new park for the city. Now, I also want to incorporate a new set that we have just picked up. And I do want to incorporate the burrow into this. So I think, like, I'm going to have to do that as well. And I wasn't too sure how to do it until, because I've been thinking about this for a little while, until I got in the shower this morning. Because something with the burrow is, it opens and you can see both sides, and I want to still keep that feature. And I was trying to figure out how I could do that on a base plate, whether I put kind of flat tiles on so you could lift it and then open it. But my plan is now, I'm just going to use two of these together so that if you do want to open it, you can still open it. And that's, I think, the plan for that. And then that'll also give us a spare base plate to use. So I think for that spare base plate, I am going to build another road plate, because I do need another road plate in the city. It's starting to get to that point. I also do want to put this somewhere else in the future. I do plan on putting this further away, but at the moment, with the limited space that we have, we are going to have to put this like close to the city for now. But in the future, I want to have like fields and stuff with this in, and obviously like a train going towards that area. So I think I'm definitely going to do that. But obviously that's like a future job, and that's probably a lot further in the future when we have our own place and our own Lego room to work on. So I'm definitely gonna have to do that, but that's definitely a future job. There's a few other bits I want to work on with the Lego City. The car wash as well. I'm not a big fan of how that turned out, and I have just picked up some other bricks, and also I've got the little restaurant there as well. So I do want to take that apart and rebuild that and turn it into kind of a bigger modular building, if that's a possibility. I might have to pick up another one, order another one on Amazon, and then we can build a big modular building for that. So I think that might be a plan for the future. I do also have to do a parts order as well, because I need a lot more tiles for the flooring as well. And another video which will be coming soon is we're going to do a little tour of the Lego City, because we haven't done a tour of the Lego City in over a year. And that's mainly because I haven't been on here making videos, and I've been focusing on uni work. But obviously now uni's done, yeah, I'm here full-time, working full-time. So I want to be able to make this my full-time job if I can. If I can't, I just want to come and have fun. But yeah, we need to have a little look at the Lego City. But without further ado, I'm going to kind of go and start working on this park area, start working on putting the Weasley's house on the burrow onto some mills plates, and then I'll kind of get back to you once I've built a bit more, and we'll see what it looks like. So even though it doesn't look like much, the first section of what I'm working on is now completed. And it's took me quite a while, but it's this base plate that I've been working on, and I do know it's overhanging on that edge, but that's okay, because we're going to use another base plate on the end there and work it out and do the angles and everything else that needs doing, but we're going to work that out in a little bit. But what I have done is I've done a bit of working so that it all stays together when these are clipped together, but then if you unclip them, and I didn't clip them fully just to make it easier, that you can now just pull this off and it slides on very nicely. And I've done exactly the same thing on this side as well, so that if we want to detach this bit, we can detach that as well. So it does make it fully modular, but I did want to keep these parts into the house. And then obviously you can see the same on this end here, so that just slides very, very nicely back over it. The pins clip in place that are on the house. We lock them, lock that one, and it's nice and sturdy and all together. And it looks like we've just got one base plate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the other bits, because this is going to go here where this base plate is. So that's where the burrow is going to go. And then we're going to have another one here. And then we're going to start working on, like, oh, if we don't drop these base plates, we're going to start working on park bits at the front here. Once we've got all that sorted out, just so we can start to build up a bit of a park. I do think I'm running out of these green tiles though, so I don't know if I'm going to get that third corner done, because yeah, I've got them all laid out here on my bed and we are starting to run out. Although I might just have enough to finish off this plate here, which would be enough for 4 plates, because we've got we've got one that's already done the burrow, and then 4, and then we've got a spare base plate, which I think I'm going to turn into a road base plate, as I said earlier. But I'm going to crack on, carry on tiling these off, and then we'll see where we get to. And here it is. This is 4 days later, I may add, because I've very struggled with time. I've really struggled with time. And that's purely because of work and other things going on as well. But this is what we're looking like now. And this is how the Weasley's farm's kind of looking like now. We've got a bit of a tile pathway going up, and that will connect with that tile there. And I really like how this is looking. We've also added a few hay bales here. The only bits I do need to add is I need to add a few more stumps on this bit, which I do plan on doing. And then we have created kind of like pumpkin patches, and we've also added the flying car set as well to this, just because I feel like, well, it goes hand in hand with the with the Weasley's house, especially since it's their car. Now, other things that I've added is like little baskets for the pumpkin patches, and there's another one at the back there, which is an empty one. And then we've also added this farmer, which was from a poly bag a few years back, and he's working in the fields. Even though it doesn't fit in, I did want to always have a farm, so this is something that I am going to start tying in. And especially if we do kind of get maybe a modular farm, like barn house, or maybe I build my own custom barn house, I'd love to have something like that here, maybe on a bit of an angle or something, just kind of tying the farm together, because the farm is something that I really always wanted to have, and I feel like it'd be so cool to kind of have my own farm in the Lego city. That is something though that I do feel like it'd be very cool, and maybe I'm gonna have to work on a bit of a design, but it's having a barn on a diagonal so that like it kind of comes out and like it gives you a bit more leeway that way. I think that may be something that I might have to design, because then the fence can connect to it and then connect on the other side. I think that'd be really cool. But for now, obviously this is going to sit down here in the Lego city, and this is kind of what I've done for the park. So I was going to include the park together, and it is still a very big mess, but I've kind of tiled it off around the edges for now, and I've just dumped everything in there. But the whole plan is going to be to kind of create the park play area bit within that section. And then the Weasley's house is going to go here in this L shape. The only thing is, as well, for now, this is where it's going to sit. But in the future, it's going to be over here, I think. So we're going to have it a bit out of the city, and we can have a train station going to it. And then eventually when we expand to an even bigger city, then it's going to be further out, and we're going to have like I really want to have like farms and fields and stuff like that in my Lego city, as well as having the like kind of urban bit. I want to have a rural bit as well, so that's definitely a plan. And oh my god, the mess as well. I've made such a mess building this, but all I have to do now is place this in the city and see what it looks like. I'm sorry, but this is just incredible. I think that looks amazing there in the city. And you know what, with the park on that edge bit, it kind of divides it up perfectly. It doesn't look like too out of place, I don't think. It breaks it up very nicely. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I think it looks incredible. The only thing I've had to do is I've had to take out 2 layers of the chimney, purely because that is the spacing between the roof and the chimney, so we don't have that much spacing. But as soon as, you know, kind of we've moved this over to this side, then we will kind of put them back in place. But for now, it's going to have to be like that. But the city is looking absolutely incredible now. I really like how this is turning out. It's to say when... Well, actually, I didn't do YouTube at this point, but when I first started the city, it started off as just that building there. And it sat on top of this desk. It literally sat on top of this desk as just that building and one road piece. And then it went to that. And then slowly, it's formed into this. And it looks incredible. And I can't wait to expand it. I do want to get the museum as well. I feel like the Natural History Museum would look amazing in between these 2 buildings. We can remove the construction site and the car wash, the custom car wash, put the Natural History Museum there. I feel like that looked really nice, and then build some other little bits to bridge them together. There's a few other bits that I want to do and I need to start working on, like tiling off this and some new road plates. I need some new road plates. And I think probably one of the new things that we are going to do very, very soon is we're going to expand this table. And I really need to do it. Like, I'm going to pull this unit forwards so this one can slide over a bit more. There's just some boxes hidden below it. So I'm going to move this one over a tiny bit, pull this one forwards, and then we'll get another board to go on top of there. Which means we can move everything over, get the train running again, have whatever else we want to do with the Lego City, really, really expand it. So I'm excited to do that. The only problem is the little minifigure display cases, I don't know where to put them. I might see if there's any load-bearing beams on this wall, and I can maybe drill them in to there, hang them up. which I think would look really cool. And then the other thing is working on what we're going to do with the sockets as well, because we've got a socket there, and there is also a socket behind the Avengers Tower, which we may have to move if a board goes on top, but I'm not too sure as of yet if that's something we're going to have to do. And again, I'm not too sure whether the train can run, because yes, it'll run, but it doesn't give you much room in between because it's so like thin. This like it's wide, but it's thin. This table, so you can fit a lot like that way. Oh, sorry, you can fit a lot that way, but because of how the train tracks bend, it takes up pretty much the whole thing, so you could probably only fit two buildings in between. So if we were to have the train running again, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll see what you guys think as well about getting the train running again, because I would like to. I did love having the train. I used to mess around with it quite a bit, and I think it would be really cool to do that, but I'm not too sure as of yet if that's something we're going to do. But we'll see, because there's a few things I want to do with the Lego City. Now, in regards to those things, they are going to be things that I'm going to be doing in the near future, because there's a lot planned. And again, I'm not too sure what we're going to be doing with the Lego City, if we're going to be moving it or if it's going to stay in this house. I'm not too sure as of yet what I want to be doing. And yeah, it's really, really tricky to kind of figure out. But it's definitely something, I don't know. There's a lot to think about with it. But I'm enjoying building it. I really am enjoying building it. It is absolutely incredible. It really, really highlights my day. And I think within the next few days or so, I'm not too sure when, but we're going to do a little tour of the Lego City, because I realised the other day that I haven't shown you the Lego City since, well, last year, I think, properly. We haven't like divulged into it, looked into it since last year. So I think it'd be cool to kind of like have a little look into the Lego City and see what's going on, see what's changed, see what's new since last time we looked, because I feel like quite a lot has changed. We've got quite a lot of new buildings, we've tiled off a lot more, and we've changed the layouts quite a few times, I think, actually. Because sometimes even off camera, I'll go around and change the layout because I want it to be something different. But I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how it's turned out, the new bit to the Lego City as well. Because I've always kind of been like, well, I'm not a big fan of the parky bits, but the farm, I love the farm. Something that I think looks absolutely incredible, especially with the Wheezy's house. And I'm kind of excited to expand that as well. Something that I think we'll work on within the future. Because the leaf bits are easily pulled up if I want to add crops and add bits like that. So I think that's something I'm going to do. Maybe I've got a pick a brick order that I need to put through, mostly completed. So I just kind of might need to put a few other bits onto that order as well. And then that'll complete that. But yeah, we'll see. I do want to expand the Lego City. I need to work out the logistics of it first before I do end up doing that, because there'll be quite a lot that we have to do. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of strange doing it here at the moment, expanding it, when possibly I might be getting somewhere of my own, not in the near future, but within the future, like sometime in the future. And I feel like the Lego City for now can live on this board, because there is still quite a few open slots, so it could live on this board. But again, like, I don't know, maybe it is time for a bit of, I don't know, time for a new board. It's something that I'm gonna have a little think about and change around myself. But anyway, I'm sorry, I've just rambled on for so long. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, stay tuned, come back for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.